Hello from Bolton in Lancashire, where over 2,000 athletes have gathered for perhaps the toughest and most prestigious one-day endurance event in the UK. An event in which the winner becomes a legend, and everyone who finishes within 17 hours can forever claim to be an Ironman. For those fortunate enough to be on the start list, their challenge begins with a rolling start for the 3.8 kilometre swim. One of the great sights in British sport. Roared through T1, the competitors face 180 kilometres on the bike in the Lancashire countryside, with crowds reminiscent of the Tour de France and some really testing climbs, including Sheep House Lane. It may be scenic, but it's torturous. Transition 2 is outside the Bolton Wanderers football stadium, the start of the 42-kilometre run to the finish. It's party time for the town, it's crunch time for the competitors. Who has enough left to make the finish? Now in its 11th year, Ironman UK has made its home in Bolton, the birthplace of British industry in the northwest of England. It's a historic city on the edge of an area of outstanding natural beauty, where the race will start with a swim in the waters of Pennington Flash. Now the top age groupers can qualify for the Ironman World Championships with a good time here. Despite busy jobs and families to look after, they're every bit as dedicated as the pros. And for those pro athletes who want to be in Hawaii, qualification is all about amassing sufficient ranking points at different Ironman events around the world. Once again, that quest for points has brought a field of superstars to Bolton. Lucy Gossage has shown good form this season, and she's going to be hard to beat today. In the men's race, two Scots top the list of pre-race favourites. McNamee from Irvine, and he'll be up against Fraser Cartmel. Cartmel, of course, winning this title in 2010. It's nice to see him back here and looking fit.
I decided early in the year that I would definitely want to do Ironman UK this year. I did Ironman Wales and Tenby last year. You know, I always look forward to racing at home, whether it's in the half Ironman that's earlier in the summer, or this event, or Wales like I did last year. They're all great races, so there's lots of pluses, and it's a good tough course, and I like that too.
David McNamee in his first serious year as a long-distance triathlete, and he's had some great results.
I had the belief that over time I'll get up there to sort of be even better, but yeah, for sure, sort of this season's game was a bit of a shock. To pick up a couple of podium places was fantastic. But yeah, I think my body's adapted to it. I did a lot of sort of halves this season, and the results are getting there.
So 3.8 kilometres to swim just to get the race underway. That is 152 lengths of a normal pool. You'll be able to relate to that. And they will do it in an astonishing time, under 50 minutes for the fastest. No surprise to see Fraser Cartmel, he's wearing the orange cap. And on the far side, that's Denis Chevreau of France, who's doing well. McNamee with a dark green cap. He's in the slipstream. No need to panic at the moment. So the masses, the age groupers, about to get underway in the rolling start.
First Ironman, not the first triathlon, I've done a couple of halves before, so.
Nervous?
A little bit. As long as I get out the swim, I'll be okay.
Nervous, but the winner won't be as happy as me if I can finish the race today. It won't even come close to me.
So the rolling start being used for the first time here in Bolton. A jump into the water, the timing mat will establish their start time, and it is still an unbelievable sight to watch. Over 2,000 people swimming into the distance. Some come from a swimming background, this won't faze them. It might not be so easy for others. These four men leading the way in the pro field as they complete the first loop here in Bolton. halfway in the swim, and it's Dennis Chevreau who leads. Just behind him, David Dello and Fraser Cartmel. And then McNamee of Scotland down in 4th place, only 7 seconds down. He wants to make sure he gets onto the toes of the 3 men in front at the start of the second lap. Chevreau into the water. Can he make a break from here? Remember, they've still got 1.9 kilometres to go. And McNamee looking as though he's under control. He's in the green cap, remember, and chasing down Fraser Cartmel in the orange. Now, here are the two leading women, Vesterby and Tanaka. Tanaka in the red. Now, they're setting a pace that could see them complete the swim in just over 50 minutes. That's going to be astonishing for the 3.8 kilometre distance if it turns out to be the case. Second group. And this contains Lucy Gossage. There she is with the pink cap, and she's some 2 minutes behind the leaders in this race. And she's a similar time behind her schedule last year. So this is not a good swim, but plenty of time to make it up.
It's a long way in Ironman, and a lot can happen. I'm nervous because I know I'm fit, and I just want to do that and do myself justice. I would absolutely love to win it, but you know, there's strong competition and you can't do anything about them. You can just do what you can do. So I just really want to do my fitness justice.
Some of the pros overtaking the age groupers, and I can tell you they're swimming at roughly 1 minute 15 per 100 metres. Astonishing pace. McNamee there, just behind him. Chevreau, who was the first out after the first lap. All credit to the real heroes of Ironman, the working man and woman, those who have families to look after, and still they managed to find the time to train for an event like this. McNamee is first man into T1. A well-paced swim from David McNamee, and just as he comes out, the rain comes down. So 180 kilometres to go on the bike. And just behind McNamee is Chevreau, lost 5 seconds in the water, no more than that. He should have company on the first phase of the bike ride. Cartmel out of the water in third, just ahead of David Dello. Ollie Simon some way off the pace, but the top four locked together, just over 30 seconds apart. And here goes Fraser Cartmel. Down goes David Dello. That's not a good start to his bike ride, but no damage done. Joe Skipper, some way off the pace. He's got a lot of work to do, but the bike and the run are where he makes time, and he'd love to win this race here, but there's a lot of talent up front. Fraser Cartmel for one. David McNamee, 7th in the Commonwealth Games, leading the way ahead of the 26-year-old Dennis Chevreau of France. And already taking on fuel is Fraser Cartmel in 3rd place and looking very, very focused. It's not the nicest of days, but the weather forecast is for an improvement. They'll hope it comes sooner rather than later. McNamee still out front. And it looks as though we've got a move coming from Fraser Cartmel. That is a powerful break from Cartmel, and no one else interested at the moment. McNamee out of the saddle, but he's still not accelerated enough to be able to stay with Fraser Cartmel. It's early days, and he's picked the worst moment. The heaviest rain, the steepest climb, just the right place to make a break. McNamee just settling in. He's looking very, very good. He must be buoyed by his results in Krakow. The leading woman, Tanaka of Japan, has broken away from Michelle Vesterby of Denmark. Looking for qualifying points for Kona. And here comes Lucy Gossage in the light blue. She's gone past Vesterby. She goes past Tanaka, who looks to her right, and a gasp of amazement when she sees just how fast Gossage is going. And this is what Gossage did in her last 70.3. Really pushed it out on the bike ride. It's a risky strategy in an Ironman. Most of the age groupers will go for a more conservative approach. This is Nadine Carey, who's a former 200 and 400 metre runner.
Yeah, how was it?
It was good, actually. I really enjoyed it.
How did your transition go?
A bit slow, but hey ho.
I know you got some sandwiches here, you got some flapjacks, you got a whole banquet.
Yeah, keep eating on the bike, keep me entertained, so keep
Little
me going.
picnic.
Yes, absolutely.
We're also looking out for Charlie Webster, a sports presenter who's done one Olympic distance triathlon, 170.3, and now she tries the Ironman.
How are you feeling, Charlie? How was the swim?
The swim was really hard. I actually found the first lap much harder than the second because it was so busy, and then the rain made it tough, so back on my bike.
Well, how the rain makes swimming tough, I don't know, but the improvement in the weather will be welcome with those up the front of the field, and here we have Cartmel about to overtake McNamee, and Cartmel knows he needs to put distance into his compatriot if he's going to win today.
The bike course especially is sort of a tough bike course, but I think it suits me because a lot of climbing here we can get out of the position, and it probably helps me a bit more. Sort of, I'm used to the climbing, used to the descending, so hopefully that sort of means that I lose less time on the bike. So yeah, it's a tough course, but I think it's one that suits me.
I put a little bit more pressure on myself because I want to do well here too. Obviously, it is a home race, but there's a really good field of athletes here to race against, and everyone else, I'm sure the other guys are wanting to win too.
And the fans certainly know who they want to win today. They all have their favourites, and there are plenty supporting this man. Joe Skipper, twice on the podium. Can he make the top step today?
I look at tactics a lot, see who's the quick swimmers. For me, I want to know whether or not, basically, if I can beat him on the run, I won't mind on the bike trying to drop him. But if I'm not 100% certain I can beat him on the run on like an average day, then I'll think, well, I've got to try and get a gap on the bike. And obviously, if I have to go harder on the bike, it's going to affect my run, and that plays into their hands. So I wouldn't be surprised if they all work together, take turns on the front, and try and make me kill myself to catch them.
The leaders now on their second ascent of Sheep House Lane. It's a brutal climb, and still Fraser Cartmel has not managed to shake off David McNamee, who's hanging on in there and will know from recent experiences that he has the advantage on the run. Remaining positive, so important on stages like this. Remember that what goes up must go down. Nadine Akeri.
How's it going, Nadine?
Yeah, good, thank you. Having fun. I think once I get to the run, then it's just about enjoying it, because for me, it's getting out of the water and finishing the bike without any mechanical issues, and then it's just the case of long run, really. So that's how I've broken it down psychologically. There's one village where they literally mob you, and I was feeling a bit low and struggling, and it really lifted me. It's incredible, but I'll tell you, I'll be glad to get off this bike.
I got so much confidence from doing Stafford 70.3. There's so much you have to remember, even just racking my bike, putting your helmet on first, where you got to run in, finding your bike. So if I can do anywhere near as well as I performed on Stafford, I'm going to be so happy. But this is an Ironman. I mean, the distances are ridiculous. For me, just to get round is going to be amazing, and for anybody else, just to achieve this is just wow.
Well, you can't argue with that. It is a massive achievement to finish an Ironman, and to do it in under 17 hours, astonishing. David McNamee looking good, but starting to lose sight of Fraser Cartmel, who's now some 50 metres up in front. Is this a tactical game from McNamee? Is he trying to save himself for the run? Both men do a lot of training in Stirling at the centre of excellence there, running up in the Ochils and no doubt cycling way into the Highlands. Lucy Gossage is flying. Look at that, 13 minutes clear now of Caroline Livesey in second place. She's done the damage on the bike yet again. But she will know better than most that the race is not over till it's over. She had a dreadful experience in Kona. Over 10 hours on that occasion. And the race leaders approaching Bolton Wanderers Stadium, and that means that T2 is just around the corner. 180 kilometres on the bike is now complete. Just a small matter of a marathon to go. Welcome back to Ironman UK in Bolton. It all started at 6 a.m. this morning with a 3.8 kilometre swim. It didn't take long before the two Scots put themselves to the front of the field, Fraser Cartmel and David McNamee. And they have been the main players since then, but hot on their heels is Joe Skipper. Now the first two phases have been completed. They're starting the marathon. Cartmel has a 4 minute 21 second lead over McNamee, who's a further 4 minutes 19 ahead of Joe Skipper.
I seem to be able to run really well off the bike as well. So like in an Ironman, I've run really well. Like last year I ran under 2 hours 50 in like every Ironman I did. I'm thinking I can run quite a bit quicker this year.
It's going to be a tough task. In second place, David McNamee, running smoothly already. And with so many dead turns on the course, the leaders will get to see each other time and time again. That's great for the man who gets the positive feedback. And at the moment, it is McNamee who is gaining.
It might be a tall order, but I want to be in that podium at the end of the day. And look, it's 9 hours of racing, anything can happen.
It's a battle of the minds, and Fraser Cartmel is about to have to cope with the fact that he is going from first down into second place because McNamee is on a roll. Will they talk? Not a chance, just a slight glance over his left shoulder from David McNamee as he goes into the lead. And Joe Skipper fading a little after a very good start to the run. And in the women's, it's all about Lucy Gossage, who's still pulling away from the rest of the field, lying in second place at the moment. Caroline Livesey, Eleanor Hairsign is in third, but it's going to take a miracle for them to catch Lucy Gossage.
You can only do your own thing, and I've learned that before, and yeah, I know I'm fit. I know I really want it, perhaps more than ever before. Whether that's enough to beat everyone else out there. I mean, all the Brit girls, we're all friends, so it's good fun racing each other. You know, racing on home road with people you know from all along the way. You know, ever since I first got into triathlon, out there on the same course at the same time. That's what gives me that extra lift, I think.
So Gossage has really gone from strength to strength since she started her career break from academia. The masses still out there, still fighting. And without the crowds, it would be so much harder. 15, 16, 17 hours, some will be out. But here's a man who is about to take the UK Ironman title, David McNamee. The time, 8 hours, 46 minutes, 37 seconds. Nowhere near Van Hoyenacker's 7:45.58, but the conditions have been tough and the hills have been hard. A good fight from Fraser Cartmel, so good to see him back in action and enjoying his racing. But second place today for the man who was champion in 2010.
I knew there was an outside chance he could get to the top step, but I thought maybe like a 1% chance. I was confident I'd get on the podium, but I thought I'd sneak on to in third place, so to come out on top is sort of, yeah, it's fantastic.
You know, I came here wanting to win, everybody does, but you know, a podium is never something to be scorned at, and I'm really pleased with that. I mean, it's a really good field, it's first class, and you know, I love coming back here. People always cheer for me, which I love. And that's brilliant, I really appreciate it, and you don't get that in other races.
And Joe Skipper, third in 2013, second in 2014. He's third again in 2015. Lucy Gossage, full of smiles, as always, as she comes into the finish. any of you ever had any doubt about how much this means, just have a look at this. The champion, as she was 2 years ago.
This is my goal, and I don't know how many more Ironman I'm going to be able to do, and I just wanted this so much, so special. Yeah, I mean, I love racing out here, and honestly, it was amazing.
If she can pick the swim up, she will truly be world class. Second place today in the women's goes to Caroline Livesey. A run of 3 hours 21. And here's Nadine Akeri, remember, a 200 to 400 metre specialist on the track.
How's it going, Nadine?
Tough, but I just want to cross that finish line ASAP.
Well, she's running remarkably well. And Charlie Webster, this is usually the leg she enjoys.
I don't feel too bad, actually. Everything hurts. But the atmosphere is amazing on the run. Just glad to get rid of that saddle. My bum's killing.
And a few more metres for Nadine Akeri. It's been a great day out. I must say, I'm really impressed with her form. Looks full of running. Could go round again.
I'm so happy and relieved. It's over. Oh, it was a tough day, but I had to dig deep on the run, but I guess I really enjoyed it. I don't think it's sunk in yet, to be honest.
And a respectable time as well. The emotions deep-rooted. The hours and hours of training that's gone into being able to achieve this. The smiles have gone from Charlie Webster. It's about survival now for her. It's been a long, long day, an hour and a half in the water, 7 hours 52 on the bike, and now 5:22 for the marathon. Her time, 15:08:59. She won't forget this for a long, long time.
Hardest thing I've ever done in my entire life. It's way harder than any endurance runs I've done. It's by far the hardest thing ever. That is just pure mental and heart that gets you through. I'm so pleased. I mean, like, when I was running around at one point, I was like, oh my God. It's my mom. Ah! Ow, 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 ow.
Oh, sorry.
Too tight.
Sorry. Well done.
Over 2,000 competitors completing the Ironman UK Bolton. All of them with different ambitions and so many different stories, many inspiring with what they've achieved today. And when the pain has subsided and the joy of the achievement takes over, they will be signing up for the same event next year.